Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekend show. We're into Sunday. Ooh, hail, rain, snow, whatever it may be. Today, high winds, cold, showers, probably normal, isn't it? You know, so let's hope wherever you were out and about, whatever games you had friendly games, even though they're in the league games, which is non-competitive football, as we all know. Well, let's just hope that your referee enjoyed the game, and each and every one of you, this is what we're predicting this year for our National Respect Awareness Weekend. Simple. Thanks, ref. And that's what I witnessed yesterday with a youngster coming over to a young ref, as you heard on the show. I also told you the story. 2 9-year-olds, this has never happened over the weekend, one over the tournament and one, well, 8-year-olds and 7-year-olds, should I say, and one yesterday at the league. Amazing. The managers and parents who are getting these referees, the kids, to acknowledge the referees, I think is absolutely brilliant. So, what we're asking everyone to do, especially over the weekend of the 12th and 13th of April, is basically, thanks ref. Thanks ref. That's all we want. If we can have that, that's $1 million to anyone, isn't it? It really is. Especially to our referees on and off the field of play. Kids coming up to them, thanks ref. And if we can have parents doing that as well, thanks ref, shaking the hands of the referee. Brilliant. Brilliant. That's all we need, honestly. You go out and about at grassroots football and you just want to see your child play and enjoy themselves. Hopefully you do. But there is certain coaches, certain parents, certain grandparents who are out there giving hell for leather towards the referee because it's win at all costs. Now, how many times have you witnessed, and I can see parents, and you understand there's nice parents, there's quiet parents, there's irate parents, and the irate parents always seem to be basically away from other parents, because the majority of parents are great. They're out there, they're applauding, they're encouraging the kids to play. Some don't even say anything, some are just worried. And I do see a lot of parents for the young referees out and about, and I talk to them. So how do you imagine, or can you imagine, your child was refereeing, officiating on a grassroots football game, and you're the mum or dad or grandparent of that child who's officiating, and then you hear all that abuse being directed towards your child, and your hands are tied really, because put yourselves in the position of that parent or grandparent, whoever it may be, who's followed that young referee. The minors, they're still at school and everyone is slating them for the job that they're doing. Can you imagine being that parent, overhearing dozens of people having a right go at their child, and they are defenceless? Be honest, they really are. Some don't come, some may sit in the cars, some may drop them off and come back and pick them up. So they're under the safeguarding rule of the league, aren't they? And that's why we always go to a young referee and have a little chat and see how they're doing and see if they're confident and if they've got any problems, and then we can feed that back to the league or we can feed that back to the county FAs. But you can put yourself in that position, because a lot of parents, if you see them, they take off and say, that was my lad, that was my girl on the pitch, getting told to, you know, go down, penalty, dive, someone kick him. And we have heard break the legs at grassroots football. We have get stuck in, that's the worst. Push him back, don't let him do that to you. That is what we want to try and take away from grassroots football, and just leave that to the coaches and the referees. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. This is why we're around. We want to change the attitudes of kids towards referees, towards each other, And that's a major plus. Attitude is so important in grassroots football, you wouldn't believe. But also, we want to try and do to the adults, let's say, on the sidelines. Not all adults, but there is a minority who just go hell for leather. And even coaches, managers, I've heard them having a go at their own child on that pitch. That can't be good. That really can't be good. I remember many, many years ago, and I could see it in my son's face when you shout and make them feel the scapegoat, give them the blame. You know, you learn to adapt to that and think, what have I just done? But you'd think it would have changed over these years in grassroots football. It hasn't. It hasn't, and we really do need to make that difference. We're only in it to bring the communities together in grassroots football, and we have been doing since 2003. We're a CIC, community interest company. I do all this voluntary. I do tournaments, everything voluntary. And if there's any profit and any donations that come back to me, it goes to paying rent, paying anything that I can do to enhance all the studio, bring it to life a little bit more, the YouTube channels, the Spotify channels. We're trying to do it to encourage more and more. And I've got young Dan, who's an ambassador, an unbelievable ambassador, and Jaden as well, who are voluntary with me. And young Dan's out and has been out today refereeing and giving me feedback on how his games are going. Absolutely 100%. And the attitudes of them are second to none. The young adults coming in, and honestly, they are the most likeable kids that could ever wish to meet. And there's loads and loads out there, and that's the attitudes that we want to keep in grassroots football. It really is, and we've got plans, and hopefully if we get this lottery grant, things can change. That's what we're hoping for, because we've got big plans. Dan and Jaden are going to be involved, and we want to try and introduce more kids, and we want to try and introduce our hearts of gold with mental health issues in grassroots football. We're trying to bring the choir together to get the message across, the awareness across, the support across. We're there just for all the kids. So when you see me out and about at grassroots football or tournaments, our services are free, trying to bring the better games and friendlier games to grassroots football. If I'm in tournaments, if I'm in leagues, whatever it is, you'll see my services going around and talking to the kids and letting the kids enjoy themselves and just trying to bring a bit of order to grassroots football. Nothing else. I used to run the team. We got rid of that team because don't cross the line. The teams, when I say get rid of them, we passed them on to other clubs because it was better than folding them. And I was happy then, you know, and I still get asked to come back to one of the teams because the kids are all, and that, which is a great thing to have, you know what I mean. But I think it was 3 trophies on the very first season we won with the under-7s. You can't knock that. That is brilliant. I'm so happy about that. But as I say, we're in it, don't cross the line, to try and make the game better for your referees, because they are the targets. We've talked about this many, many times on the show. They're the targets from the IRA parents, spectators and grandparents as well, no matter who. Because when they blow that whistle for something that's gone on within the game, people stand up and take notice, even the kids. So they're people in charge, and I always tell the young referees to blow that whistle, let the kids know why you give the free kick, go on deaf ears to, if they can, to IRA parents or spectators or coaches out there, and handle it at the end of the game. Just do their own job, you know, because it gets the confidence. Once they've got the confidence, brilliant. And, you know, you can see referees who've got the confidence. I'm loving them, and I talk to the parents, mums and dads who've gone over the years, the same in grassroots football. We're not there to take money out of grassroots football, we really not. Only to try and improve things in our studio. That's what it's all about. That is what we're all about, nothing else. We're a community interest company, and for anyone who's unsure, it's the next best thing to a charity. We're not a registered charity, but it's the closest thing you can be to one. We're in there for the community. And I've got my own job and my support work, and that's what I do. That's away from this, so in between, as you can see today, it's all about trying to improve the Spotify channel, the DXTL TV channel on YouTube, trying to improve the whereabouts. And I'm honestly, when you go out and see and you listen and you watch how grassroots football, I thought over the years it's changed, the behaviour's changed. It's not 100%, it won't be said. It's going to take many, many years to get that. But when you mix with people around grassroots football and you hear the stories and see how they work and the difference and what it makes and what it means to them, in some cases it's a full-time job for them. It really is. So you only have to go on social media and see like all the bites, the people getting involved, what they want to do to achieve things. You know, I'd love, don't get me wrong, I would love a job in grassroots football. I really would. Away from support work that I've done for over 20 odd years, because it gets a little bit straining and strenuous, even though you're working within the community again. It's a hard job, and anyone who's been in support or care work will tell you that. But when you work out, there's a lot of jealousy in grassroots football, believe me, and I picked up on that. And there's a lot of backstabbing that goes on within grassroots football. It really is unbelievable, and what you listen to, and from 40 odd years in the game, honestly, the stories are getting better and better and better. So maybe in the future, rather than not get guests in, let's say, you know, accusing teams of this and that and the other, which goes on, and again, just come on social media and have a look at the way grassroots football has gone. I think social media has the be-all and end-all of grassroots football. People have the power, don't they? I'll say this about them, that'll stick, I'll say this about them. And it does, it really does. And honestly, you've got, if you've been there, done it, wore the t-shirt. Now, I've been around and about, as I say, for many, many years, and there's stories I could tell you. And even today, what's happening, honestly, even today, sometimes it really does make you cringe. But I've got myself, I don't want to make enemies, I don't like to make enemies, but people want to make you an enemy for the work that you do. It doesn't make sense. It really, really doesn't, and I can't understand it. I really can't understand the way things are going in grassroots football. And I think what has happened, and all this, which I love, the sanctioning of tournaments and leagues, I think is brilliant. But do those sanctionings still mean that teams come in affiliated are not playing academy kids, are not just bringing kids in to make the teams up to win a trophy? Because I know that still goes on, and teams and players will go to other teams just to make the numbers up. Does that still, you know, are they still covered within insurance? Whatever happened to the day where you just used to put your team in and no one else's team, no one else's player, and you know what you developed? What's happening to development in grassroots football? We talk about that week in, week out. Development, that means a coach can go in, a really good coach can go in and develop those kids right the way through, and if one leaves that team, goes somewhere else, they got someone else in. That's the way I've done right the way through, picking teams and developing them. I don't understand why we have now many clubs just taking teams on to build their numbers up. I don't know what all this is about. Mal@don'ttexttheline.com. Tell me what it's all about. To make the numbers up, to big that club up. what's happened, and I do love the teams, the clubs with one or two teams in there and no more, and trying to do as much as they possibly can for the kids. But if you look at the coaches on the sidelines, I make a note of it all. I really, really do. And I've probably got a story about every single manager and coach out there that I watch, and their attitudes and the way they try and develop the kids. If they do develop the kids, are they in there for the glory? Are they in there for the kids? I know, and I can see, and I could write a book about probably 99.9% of managers out there and their behaviour on the sidelines and the banter and the talking. Honestly, I really, really could. It's maybe we all can. Maybe we could get managers in here and just to do banter shows. We'll do an hour one week where the funny things that's happened in grassroots football, not the serious things, not the team who took over me, not the team who wants this, not the team who wants that, not the team who's better than them, not the team who's weaker than them. We don't want anything like that. All we want is banter within grassroots football. And I'm sure there'll be many coaches, parents out there who want to come in and give a funny story, or, you know, we're getting used to this Spotify now, and hopefully we can get guests on the show just to give their little what happened to them, make it a little bit different. So if you're interested in that, mal@donsectorline.com, add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. And let's hear your story. You know, give me an email, not come in there and start slating anyone. We're not about that. We don't slate anyone. I was in the Let Them Play tournaments. Don't Cross the Line is now a separate entity, shall we say. There's nothing to do with any of those tournaments or any leagues. We're a separate entity, so DXTL, if there's any tournaments, it'll be under DXTL tournaments. It'll all be about our respect, Don't Cross the Line, or even our Heart to Goals initiatives, because as I say, everything that we put in there is under the CIC. We're governed by Companies House, and we have a chartered accountant, so I have to answer to my chartered accountant for everything that we do. It's as simple as that, and he keeps me on my toes. Anything that goes wrong, wow, excuse me, anything that goes wrong, he's on to me. Or if we need more funding, we have to go out and try and get funding cap in hand. That's the way we work. There's no way we have thousands in the bank, not in a million years. We're supported by football's governing bodies. They don't give money, they give us logos and a bit of support on their websites. We have to go out cap in hand or lottery grant, and thanks very much to the National Lottery. We've done well with them over the years, and fingers crossed that continues, because it enables us to do more work. And I'm hoping to announce something about a new director very, very soon. Fingers crossed. And yeah, just watch this space and I'll keep you informed. But anyone who's worked closely with me and knows me knows I'm all about the kids, referees, grassroots football being spot on. And that's why I think football's governing bodies and your Liverpool and Everton like the work that we do. So we want to do, I've got big plans for the future, and anyone can be involved in them. Just get in touch with me and I'll give it a few details. But I've got people involved, stepping up, and honestly really going to make a difference and for what we're doing. But I really am glad I am out of management in grassroots football. I really, really am. Honestly, you see what goes on, it is unreal. I'm just going to check the time, because again I've left my little watch and my little clock. Yeah, we're coming towards the end of the show. I've only got a few seconds left. Hopefully DXTL TV and Spotify don't pick that camera angle up where I'm walking over there towards the scene, because you can get some really, really weird faces on that. Anyway, the recorded show, I'm going to relax and I'm going to watch Liverpool versus Manchester City. I couldn't believe all those games yesterday, the away. I think there was 6 away wins and 1 draw and 1 home win yesterday, if I'm right. That's unreal, those stats. So I just want to see another away win. I really, really do, just to give or take the stress away from me in Premier League as well, because I really do want Liverpool to win, and I know millions out there don't, but I really do want Liverpool to win this title. And I've got a little sneaky feeling I never ever say this, we just might be struggling against Manchester City today. Fingers crossed I am totally wrong, and that result yesterday, Arsenal against West Ham, because they deserved it, West Ham, really spurs Liverpool on. There we go. Thank you so much indeed for tuning in to the Grassroots Show once again. Don't forget, 12th and 13th of April, put in your notepads. Thanks, ref. That's all we need. Whenever you're out and about at Grassroots Football, take that with you. In the meantime, put your feet up, relax and enjoy your week. If you're at work, really do enjoy it. It won't be long before it's Friday, believe me, and we'll be catching up with another Grassroots Weekender show. In the meantime, put your feet up, relax and enjoy the rest of the week. From myself, Mal Lee, and all the team at the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line, Respect Programme, Heart to Goals initiatives, no ref, no game. We'll see you soon. Have a great evening. Cheerio for now.